Okay, so I need to get this up in there in this direction, just like this. And then I need to get this spring back through to the other side, and I need to get it so, and that has to be brought around and through here, and then over, and then latch behind something. All right. So what it has to latch behind, I'm pretty sure, is this point right here. There's a little ledge there, and I think that spring goes right in there. Let's go up in there. Goes there. That goes there. Now if we can get this up there, and sure enough, that seems to want to go right where I said it was going to go. That's up in now. The return spring is where it's supposed to be, and we need to turn this in. Which can be fun. It's in the groove now, and I don't know if you can see, but we need to back it off just a little bit. All right, well, now we need to get the cable hooked back in here. There that is. Then we need to go up top and put the cable up here back together. All right, so we got this back together. Let's screw this down. Okay, this should operate my clutch. We'll find out later. I'll probably have to adjust that some. Usually the way you adjust these is you screw this in until it makes contact. And that's about it right there. Then you find the lock nut and you put that on. And that's going to be a 17. So we'll tighten that down a little bit. There's that. And now we see if we got any slack up here. We don't. I hope it works. I'm pretty sure that's the procedure. Now what do we have to do? We got a carburetor. We're gonna try to install this carburetor. To do that, we need to get this spring over this wire and get it all squeezed down to where I can get that wire out. Kind of like trying to stick a wet noodle up a wild cat's ass is what my dad used to say. Pardon my bad language there. That's why my channel is marked not for kids. Wow, this is just so hard. Let me get this up here a little ways. And lock it. I don't know how much room I need here. How much do I need? Probably a little bit more than that. All right. I hate this job. All right, that's kind of in there. Now we stick it down in the hole here and get it to come across. Well, to where it locks in, and then we take the other piece, which is this one, and put that down there, I think, and that holds the needle in. And then if we release the pliers here, I don't know how much of this I got with this camera the way it is. And then we find out that the I think there is a gasket in there. I think I had two because I got two oh, here's the other one up here. Yes, there is a gasket in there already. So then I had another one because I got two tops. And I just used the top from the old one. So now I need to find out where the guide pin is. And then this goes down where the guide pin is and slides right in there. And then this screws on here. If you get it straight, it will. And you screw it all the way down. This carburetor's been rebuilt, cleaned up. It was, I bought a used one because the original one I had in here had a minor problem. The minor problem was, oops, that the pilot jet was, the hole that it screws into was all goofed up. So now we're going to try and get this in here. And I found it's best to put the back one in, the one that goes to the airbox first. It's a brand new one, nice and supple, moves around well. Then we can try and work the, whoop. I don't know if you can see or not. That's going in. All right, well, I think we got it in. Let's tighten this down. I should cut about half that off. What do you think? I think that I'll never be able to get this cap on here. But I'll give it a try. I'll bring you back. I need to get right in there. All right. A little bit of gas. I don't have a battery, but I shouldn't need one. See what happens. Well, she wants to fire. That's a good sign. I'm going to have to check the timing. I think I'll work on that tomorrow. Clean the points up and recheck that timing. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's the old guy Jack here. And I'm going to try and figure out why this DT250A doesn't want to keep running. It'll start, but then it just goes, I don't know, does 10, 15 revolutions and then quits. And I'm afraid, now I replaced the crank seals in this, and it's possible I did something wrong, you know, put them in backwards or whatever. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure we got good spark and that it stays there and doesn't go away. Now yesterday, or day before yesterday actually, I replaced the oil seal in the shift mechanism, and that went swimmingly, I see, because it's not leaking anymore. So I refilled it with oil, and she sat overnight, and doesn't look like there's anything coming out of there now. Nope, dry as a bone. So that's fixed. Let's see if we can get the rest of the stuff fixed, okay? Right here, this is the oil seal I replaced, which is hard as a rock. And now, let's see if we can get these washers out, or at least one of them. small magnet to do this. There should be a flat washer in behind there, I think, or maybe not. Yeah, there is. Although I don't know if it does much good to put a lock washer on top of a flat washer. I guess it would. Anyway, so now we take our little tool here and we thread that on there. And that'll pull the flywheel off, and then we'll take a look at those points. This is a reverse thread. Everybody knows that, right? Anybody that's worked on these knows that. And you want to get it in as far as you can so you don't pull them threads out. Alright, I do believe, if I remember since the last time I did this, that right there is a 17, and it sure is. And that pulls that right off of there. Okay. So, this has new condenser and both new coils, I believe. The lighting coil and the source coil. And it does have spark. But we're going to check the points gap, which should be 0.3 millimeters. And then I'm going to get out my new set your timing set that I've never used before. It works a little different than using just a light or something, because the light gets affected by the condenser and the coil, and then it's hard to tell exactly when it opens up the points or not. Excuse me. Oh, I just bumped you. So you're not pointing at the right thing anymore. Alright, well, I sanded these magnets down a little bit. Wipe them out good, make sure there's no grit left in there. Okay. The Woodruff key is in there. The key slot is on top. Why is that so hard to turn over? There it goes. Okay, I need to sit a little lower. I need an adjustable stool, I guess, so I can look up into that hole. Alright, let's see if we can get the piston at top dead center again. Alright. It's at top dead center. Let's go ahead and put the washers back on and tighten it down so we know we're in the right place. Yep. All right. Now I need to get a light so I can see in there. It's always something, isn't it? This is all the nonsense you got to go through to set the timing on this thing. First, you got a dial gauge and several adapters, and you have to find the right one, which is probably the one with a little ball end on it, because that's what I used it on last. And get your dial gauge out, and you get your adapter out. Alright, the adapter goes in the spark plug hole, and it's best to have it shooting straight down. I'm hoping this works. Okay. Those threads are not the best in the world. I did run a thread restorer through them when I put this together. This went all the way up to Montana. The jug did anyway. Or Dale Swigert did a bore job for me. And he fitted a new piston in there and all that stuff. This dang accelerator thing is right in the way. Let me see if I can't make arrangements for that to stay out of the way. Alright. I think we got that up out of the way. Maybe that'll make it a little easier. You think? I don't know. Let me see if that'll work. Turn it on. Alright, I don't know if you can see that or not, but we're going to try and find. It's going up, going up, going up, and there it comes back down. So 61 is top dead center. It says on the face of the inductor you will find an on-off switch and two LED lights, one marked red, the other green. No, they're not marked that way, they are that way. One's red, one's green. Okay, this was obviously written by a Chinese person. And they correspond to the red and green alligator clips, but there is no red and green, there's red and black on the device. The shorter black alligator clip lead is for ground attachment. Well, good morning, folks. I tried yesterday to get this thing set up so I could set the timing. It was supposed to be able to be used on these magneto systems on motorcycles. But number one, I don't think it was working the way it should even. Number two, the instructions were not for this box because it was telling me to do things that this box can't do. It said it had 3 leads and it only actually had 2. It said it had a green lead. There was no green. There was red and black. And it was a waste of money. The trouble is I bought it 2 years ago and never used it. So I doubt that I can send it back if I could even find out who I bought it from. So I'll be using just a light the old-fashioned way, or I may find me a buzz box. Those tend to work a little bit better, I guess. So I'm going to end this right here, and then the next, probably this afternoon, is supposed to get up to 47 degrees. So I think I'll go out and take my light and see if we can't get the timing set right. We'll come back and we'll see if we can't get it started then, or find out more about what it might be. I'm hoping really that it's not the crank seals, but that's not a real big problem. You know, if I damaged one of them when I put it in and didn't see it, or put them in backwards or whatever, we can get new seals and replace them, because I probably, even if I just think there might be bad and take them out, I'll probably damage them getting them out. So anyway, I'll see you in the next one.